Hi everyone, it's LFC.Liverpool. It's everything about Liverpool. And as the title says, I don't know what it says, I forgot what it says anyway. But what about this Sabozlai? Absolutely an amazing lad. People are saying he's the new Steven Gerrard, but let's be honest, he'll have to go a little bit more to be a Steven Gerrard. Let's be honest. When you see Steven Gerrard, he actually dragged the whole team to glory, if you like. Even in 2005 Istanbul CL final, an amazing display by the lad, an amazing. And when he scored that header, remember him running up to the centre circle for them to kick off, and he was like, "Come on, we can do this." This is what Szoboszlai. I'm not taking anything away from Szoboszlai. I'm really not. I think he's a fantastic player. And as I said on last week, no, on Tuesday, how much would he be worth now if you put him up for sale? Anyway, we've got a lot to talk about. Also, this stake in Liverpool, I think it's dreadful. I really do. A stake in Liverpool. The more Americans, I just can't believe it. I really can't believe it. And I've got a guest on tonight. I've got Keith Taylor on. He's coming on at 9 o'clock simply because he's been working till 6. And he said I'll be on at 9. And I've got this lad here, Jay Kismet. Hello, Jay.
Hello there.
Are you okay?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. And I just want to go through some of these, Jay. Can you see all right, by the way?
Yeah, everything's fine, yeah.
Okay, I just want to go through some of these comments. And the vase of flowers, even though, folks, the Leicester game was an excellent workout for the squad players, wasn't it? Pleasingly enjoyable on the eye. One got going, yes. Okay, what a name. Hope everyone as well. G'day, Vaz. What a goal by our new number 8. So glad to see someone doing that shirt justice. That's a brilliant comment. Well done. Well done. Saboso is a player of staggering potential. He's not too shabby now, eh? Absolutely, Lee. Absolutely. And Charlie Wood. Good evening, Frank. Hope you're well. Thank you, Charlie. Yes, I'm okay. I really am. Just missing someone at the moment. That's all, So it's the way it is. It's the way it is. Don't score first against Liverpool. It's a trap. Good evening, everyone, says Stephen Smith. And as Charlie says, a stake through the heart. Absolutely. Absolutely. The likes, please. If you're tuning in and you haven't subscribed, just like it. Get the algorithm up there, please. Thank you so much. Anyway, Jazz, how are you?
I'm doing fine, thanks.
You doing fine? Did you watch the game last night?
Yeah, I watched the game, yeah.
And what did you think? What did you? So there's 2 players I want to have a look at here and see what you think. What about Kwanzaa? What did you think of him?
Yeah. As soon as I seen him play like in the pre-seasons, he's got quality. And yesterday, you can just tell he can read the game. That's the main thing. Young players, if they can read the game, they're on the right road.
Absolutely. And not only that, he's only, 20 years of age. He's got pace. He's a big lad. And he can only get better and better. The first time I ever seen him, he impressed me. But every time I do see him, he impresses me. And he's going to be a fantastic centre-back. And I'd love him to play alongside Big Virgil, to be honest. I'd love him to play alongside him. So he saved us about 50 or 60 million, put it that way. about 50 or 60 million. And as Charlie Wood says, Kwanzaa is like a new signing. Absolutely. Absolutely. And Brian Edley. All right, lads, what a nice win last night yet again. The best performance from a Reds team shuffled in a long time. Even better than last week. Try saying that quickly. Last week. And Keegan really says, Kwanzaa has been fantastic. Couldn't agree more, Kwanzaa. Couldn't agree more. Oh, listen, Lee, do you want to come on the show? You know, if you want, Jason will send you the link. Let me know now. Okay. Vase of flowers, Lena, vase of flowers. But just let me know, please. Okay. So listen, Jazz. What about this coming weekend, which we will be talking about a little bit later on with the people, commenting. What about this coming weekend? Who would you like to see in midfield?
It's Spurs away, so we're going to be against Maddison, Basuma, and Sarr. So it's a bit of a tricky one there. Their midfield, that's the only thing we've got to worry about, really. Son, yeah, of course, but I don't know who we're going to put up against there. McAllister, Szoboszlai, and who's going to be the third guy? That's always the question nowadays.
Well, yeah, you know, what if Trent's still out? Would you still play Curtis Jones? This is what I was going to say. Would you still play Curtis Jones at right back as a floating right back? What would you do?
I'm pretty happy with Gomez there. He actually
okay.
Composed, I would say, when he plays right back.
Okay, so your actual.
I think Jones.
You'd have to put. I'm sorry, you'd have to put Jones in midfield alongside Szoboszlai and also McAllister. Would that do you for Spurs?
I would say it would have to do. Endo yesterday, I think Endo probably got man of them. But would he be ready to go and play top away? We're doing all right at the moment. That's the question, yeah. Jones is a bit more on his toes, ain't he? A bit more happy, I would say. But Endo, I was really. I'm not just sure if he'll be ready for the Tottenham away, like a big game away. That's the question.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's cool because I just think that it'll be the same midfield of Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, and McAllister to face Spurs at the weekend on Saturday, to be precise. So yeah. And also, what about Endo? How did you think he played last night? And don't forget the assist as well. Great ball through to Szoboszlai.
I think yesterday he was sort of ready for the game. He weren't thinking, I'm just hooked in. Yesterday he had a few days, probably know he's going to start. You could just tell he was like playing good yesterday. He was like just composed, got the ball, passed it on. I'm impressed by him yesterday.
Yeah.
I think it's just, will he be ready for the big game now? Like against Tottenham the weekend, against Arsenal, whatever, you know? But what it is with each player, it's better to get. And you can see that with Kwanzaa yesterday. Wow.
Yeah. The unfortunate thing, you're breaking up a few times, and I can't get your meaning, unfortunately.
Okay.
Jazz. But it doesn't matter, we can get the gist of what you're actually saying. And as Stephen Snipes, Keegan Murphy says, I couldn't watch the Leicester game, but I heard Endo played really well. Yeah, he did. He did, Keegan. He really did. And yeah, that's all right, Ray, next week. But it'll be Thursday, unfortunately. It'll be Thursday. You'll come on. I thought Curtis did okay, Frank. Says vase of flowers. I thought he was great, to be honest. I really did. And that's at right back. And so Stephen Snape says, if Trent's fit, I'd play McAllister, Szoboszlai and Jones in midfield. Not then Gomez. But I wouldn't play him in midfield, I'm being honest. Unless you mean at right back. I wouldn't play him in midfield because he's either a right back or a back. That's what I think of him. And Redbird, he says, we, the Hungarian Gerrard and the Kwanzaa, yeah, the VVQ, the Virgil van Kwanzaa, the future is bright, people, says Redbird. Couldn't be happy with myself, to be honest. It really is. That's what he's. So your take on what you're seeing of Kwanzaa last night, Jazz, so you were really impressed with him. Would you play him against Tottenham? Or would you have either Matip or Konate or Gomez partner and Virgil?
Oh. I would probably go with Robertson left back, Van Dijk, Kwanzaa and Gomez at right back.
Okay.
I'll go with.
Okay.
I'll do okay.
That's a good. Go on. Yeah, go on.
We need Konate to come on second half, whatever, soften it up a bit, but yeah, give Kwanzaa playing the big game.
Yeah. See, we've got the players now, to change games. We really have. We couldn't have it. We couldn't have it the last time, unfortunately. We couldn't have it last season, even the season before. But the bench was threadbare. That's the only terminology I can use, threadbare. And now we've got a fantastic bench. It was like last night. If you would have looked at the bench last night, it was unbelievable. It's the best bench I've ever seen, for years. It really was. But anyway, Redbear says, I told people from the start it's Wataru the Warrior. He was my man of the match. Well, that's a thing. That's a thing because he did play, didn't he, right through to the end, more or less. So, yeah, I'll give you that. He was good, but he was trying to feel his way, in my opinion, in the first half. And in the second half, he did play well. In all honesty. What did you think of Joe, Jazz, and the people out there? What did you think of Joe last night?
Problem with him, he's trying too hard, if you understand what I mean.
Yeah. He had bad luck, really bad luck when he hit the bar in the first half, to equalise. It was just unlucky that it hit the underside of the bar. It really was.
Yeah, I think he was trying too hard in when he.
Yeah.
I'm saying that. Yeah. He needs to relax himself. You could see it in his facial expression.
Yeah, you could.
Language. He's fire, He's good to see. He's good to see, but I just feel that just chills out a little bit. It'd be better for him.
That's a very good point what you made there, to be honest, yes. It was a very good point. And as Brian McGivern says, Frank, there is a fine-looking young Irishman who turns 51 tomorrow. So, lads, I'm looking for special preferences tonight. Happy birthday, Brian. What's he like? Keegan Murphy says, I want to see Kwanzaa and VVD together. Yeah. I think that's a good point. And Daz Reynolds, big up Frank, hope you're well today. Thanks, Daz. Thanks, getting there as usual. I've got this thing here, and it's absolutely killing me. I don't know what it is. So I phoned the doctors today, and I've got to go next week and see them. They always give these appointments. But I'm on my way to York to give it a speech to the student union up there, York University. The identity of Liverpool, not the football club, but the city. But I will be mentioning Liverpool Football Club. Make no mistake about that. So they're asking what's the identity of Liverpool. And that's what I'll be talking about next week. But let's hope that this thing on my chest is sorted. It's horrible, to be honest. Stephen Snape says, I meant Gomez at right back for me against Spurs. I'd play Virgil and Canete. That's another good shout. Daz says, yeah, Trent could start. Redbird, I watched Quansar in the under 21s and I knew he was going to be a star. It wouldn't faze me if he started against Spurs. Wouldn't faze me either, to be honest. And Vaza Flowers. Enzo was just getting to grips, like we said on Tuesday's show. Doak was effervescent, as always, with youth on his side. It's a good shout. Absolutely good shout. Good evening, Frank and fellow fans, says Arthur Schofield. Evening, Arthur. Evening, mate. Enzo was a slow burner last night, but once he acclimatised to the game, he grafted his backside off. Didn't misplace many passes, say Stephen Snape. Absolutely. And nice one, Frank. York, is it then? Hey, we played York in 1985, I think. I think you're right. I think you're right. Bless up, Redbird, says Daz Reynolds. Lovely. Jaden, our new older than half a century. Hope you have a great day or had a great day. From Redbird to Brian Headley. Yeah. So what about the backs then? What about the two centre backs? Who would you have there right in the middle? Did you say? Jazz?
Oh, I'll go with Virgil and Konza.
Oh, Kwanzaa. Okay. And so...
Okay, Gomez right back.
So, well, as someone said there, it's a matter of they're not frightened even if Kwanzaa plays. They're not frightened. Last season, if you remember, when we had all these injuries, we were even a couple of years ago. Remember Kabak and Nat Phillips? It was frightening. It was really frightening. So, but we've got the players now. And Daz Reynolds says, let's get right down to this. He says, Virgil, Canete, and Matip, that's who he play. 3 centre-backs. Ebu or Matip, that's who he play as centre-backs. Because I see what this says. Once Stoke gets a couple of goals, he will be a real deal, says Charlie Wood. Yeah, he was unlucky. And for me, Jazz, you watched the game, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
What did you think of Jota?
The thing about Jota is he could be missing the whole game, but he'll go and get a goal.
Yeah.
That's so for me. He's like silent. He's like a silent type of guy, but he always does the business somehow. Gets a goal, gets an assist, makes a little dribble, whatever it is. Same goes for Gakpo as well.
He was good, wasn't he? That flick, that goal, it was something else. But he made a couple of good runs later on in the game. You know, just before he scores, he made a couple of good runs, but for me, he kept getting caught out all the time, and he just couldn't get into the game, in my opinion, until later on. And you know, give Klopp his due, he kept him on there. He kept him there. Might have known that he'd score, because that's what he is. He's a goal poacher. He's a goal poacher. And that's what he is.
School,
yeah, the old school. Yeah, of course.
The old school, Robbie Fowler sort of style, I would say, a little bit.
Well, yeah, but what you've got now, the way we look at it, is this. When you mention the likes of Robbie Fowler and even Fernando Torres and these type of strikers, they could hit the ball from outside the area and score. Whereas Jota, he scores from inside the 6-yard box.
Mm-hmm.
He never ever scores from outside the box, outside the 18-yard box. Never ever does. And that's why he's just a little goal poacher. And that's the way it is. Sorry?
It's good to have him in the squad, you know. Like I've heard, like in the pre-season, some fans, we should sell Jota. Couldn't understand it, you know. He went through a phase where he didn't score a lot of goals.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then at the end of the season, he was scoring in the last 4 games. I think he scored one after each other. So people like Jota, he wasn't expensive, so you got to keep players like that, you know.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying anything against Jota. I was just, as you said, you know, he wasn't in the game, and he's always been like that, you know, not in the game. Then all of a sudden he just explodes and scores a goal, and that's what he's there for, to score goals. And he hasn't let us down. He really hasn't let us down, has he?
No, he's never let us down. Same as Capco.
Neither is Capco. No. Yeah. I was just going to say. I was just going to say that. And Brian, and Stephen Snape says, as well as Brian's birthday tomorrow, it's the anniversary of Mr. Shankly's death. Yeah, there'll be loads of comments tomorrow. And Arthur Schofield says, hi all, to where everyone sounds and in a great mood, second half show as usual. So pleased Jota came up with a Bobby touch to give us a 3-3. Yeah, 3 out of 3 magic. Yes, 3+3. Yeah, absolutely. And Brian Headley says, correct, Snapey, mate, the only downer every year on my birthday. Don't be worrying about that. Anyway, let's see. Barry Mason. Enzo had a great game last night and his confidence will grow. All that. And I wish him luck. Absolutely, Barry. That's what we've been saying. And confidence. I think confidence is right through the team now. Does anybody notice when Slabozlai came on? He was on a few seconds and they had the ball. And he just went and whipped the ball off. I don't know who it was, but he whipped the ball off, and that's what you're seeing in quality. As soon as he come on the pitch, he whipped the ball off someone. They were attacking, by the way, and he whipped the ball off them, passed it, and we were away. Absolutely brilliant, that lad. Absolutely. Opposition players know Jota can score, so they have to contain him. That's why he looks like he's doing nothing, says Charlie Wood. Good point. I can see what to do Enzo becoming a cult figure. Visa's touch the status in our squad, says Vase of Flowers. I like Jota, but to compare him with Fowler is blasphemy. It's right. No,
Big up Redbird.
yeah. It's everybody's saying more or less that, and I disagree with this, by the way. Everybody's now saying Slobozlai is the new Steven Gerrard. He's got to prove himself with his consistency. He's been great all season. Don't get me wrong, please. Don't get me wrong. But Steven Gerrard was consistent in every game, and he gave a shit for Liverpool Football Club from when he first made his debut against Sheffield's Wednesday. I was there actually. I was in the cup, and he went through and scored a great goal. And I said, "This lad's going to be great for us." And he turns out to be an absolute brilliant player. Absolutely brilliant. What did you think of Darwin last night, Jess?
Many, yeah, he's just full of energy. At the front. He isn't like a type of guy where defenders know what he's going to do, and that confuses them. And at the start of the game, is perfect to get their defense in middled up, So for me, Darwin has to start every game for us.
Yeah,
number 9. Yeah. He's got the right energy to be a Liverpool striker, in my opinion.
Oh, of
I know
course.
Redbird loves Darwin. Yeah.
Oh yeah, as he says, Darwin's link-up play is improving all the time, and he has hard luck, with a couple of shots. One just went wide, and the other was saved by the goalkeeper. And he has hard luck. So yeah, he's improving with every game.
In the West Ham game was the first time I've seen him shield the ball like a proper striker, and he did it all throughout the game. And I was like really impressed with that. I thought, you know what, he's improving his game himself as well.
Yeah, you're so right there. And he did shield the ball well against, or hold the ball up well against West Ham, and I think that was. He had the confidence anyway, didn't he? He had all the confidence in the world during that game, and he's just building on that. And people were saying that he should have started last night, but I disagree because he came off the bench and caused them chaos. He just ran everywhere, and he's so quick. He's so quick. Half of them can't keep up with him, to be honest. But as I said, when he came on, done nothing wrong. I thought he was great himself. I thought they all were. Brian Headley says it was the first time from January '86 that we scored 3 or more in 6 consecutive games. What happened? Oh, that's when he asked the question, what did we do last night? That it goes back to '86. It's incredible, to fall behind. Do you reckon that the mentality monster is back with the side, Jazz?
You can see by Klopp's face and his body language, there's a difference between this season and last season.
Yeah.
And we won how many games? 6 after each other now, is it?
Yeah.
And, there's this energy in the team. It's all about energy. Football's an energy type of game.
No,
the energy is right from the top. The manager's happy. The manager, like Pochettino, he ain't really smiling since he came into Chelsea, and the team shows that as well. Ten Hag the same. That's why I love Klopp. He's a smiler.
No, you're right, but he doesn't smile if anything's going wrong, though, does he? You see that last season, he was really depressed, and the season we had all those injuries as well. He was so depressed. He was so depressed. But nothing could be done, unfortunately. Nothing could be done. Darwin works really hard and wins the ball back with his pressure off the ball as well. Love him watching him, getting better and better, says Keegan Murphy. Good show, Keegan. The first time I heard of Gerrard TV, on the TV, the crowd sang "There's only one Steven Gerrard." He was only about 18 and he was already a legend. That's the way it is. I think you're right, to be honest, Charlie. The very fact that Slabozlai is being compared to Stevie for me means there's real optimism in his potential. Too early for the like comparisons, but his strike was reminiscent of Gerard C's Stephen Snape. Absolutely, I agree entirely with you there, Steve, because when he hit it, I'll tell you what else it reminded me of. Mentioned it, I never seen anybody mention it. And Mo Salah's against Chelsea. Remember that, Jazz?
Hmm.
That's what
Or
it
the one
reminds.
against Man United, maybe. Remember the one in the 7-0 last season?
Yeah, yeah. When he just
Turned around, bang. Yeah, yeah.
volley. But the one against Chelsea, he cut
Hmm.
in from the right, didn't he? And he just let fly.
Yeah, yeah.
No,
One
that
of my
was an
favorite goals.
good shot. But that's what that last night
Hmm.
reminded me of. Fantastic. And Neil
But what's the
Broderick
like?
says, "Go on."
You can read it. I can talk after. No problem.
Well, Nunes gives me the same feeling we had with Suarez. As you sat on the edge of your seat, says Neil Broderick. And that's why people love him. They really love him. But we were getting beat one now. The crowds were shouting for Nunes.
Yeah.
And he came up. And he came up.
I think he's the number one. The fans' number one. They always think about him. They always
Yes.
shout his name.
Yes. No,
You could feel the love from him. You know?
yeah, absolutely right. And when Jota scored, they all started singing his song, didn't they? He's made
Yeah.
up. Redbird says, I think we on a 19-game unbeaten run, which is the best in Europe at the moment. You wouldn't believe that, would you? And Lions second in the league as well. Let's not forget. 2 points behind the leads is City. Shane McGowan, evening, and a pint for Frank. Thank you, Shane. Thank you so much for that pint. And Brian Edley, just see the highlights, lads. But what did you think of Costas last night? He was fouled for their goal. Well, that's what Klopp said. Did you think it was a foul, by the way, Jazz?
Yeah.
For their goal?
You couldn't really see it on the camera, but it just didn't look right. He just fell over, didn't he, straight away? So I think he got kicked or something, didn't he, from behind?
Yeah, yeah,
Definitely. He's got good energy, Costas. I wouldn't say the problem with with him is he needs to get the ball into the box.
yeah.
I think Robertson and him, say the seasons before, they would get a lot of balls into the box. And I think same as Diaz. Diaz is a good player, but his assists could be more. He scores goals, of course, but he needs to get the balls into the box. I think that's one part of the game we could improve on.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, there's you mentioned Diaz. No one ever mentions that he causes chaos in defences, the opposition's defences, because when he gets the ball, he goes right at them, Diaz.
Yeah.
And someone mentioned, I'm going back a few weeks ago, someone mentioned, but there's no end product from Diaz. Would you agree with that, Diaz?
Yeah, that's what I was saying about you don't get enough balls into the box for him to get his assists off. So I agree with that 100%. You know, he gets the ball, he runs around,
Yeah.
but he could do more, I feel. So there's more in there, but I don't know. He's like not I wouldn't say a wasted talent. I think he wastes a lot of energy, but at the same time he's taking the ball at them. So we've got the ball, we're not going to lose it. They haven't got the ball, so in that way it's okay. But he could be definitely doing more. I know
Yeah.
he's got it in him, I believe. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I agree. And he's got the potential to score in every game as well.
Exactly.
He has the potential. All our forwards have the potential to score in any game.
Yeah,
I think we've got the
yeah,
best forwards in the league, if you ask me.
I believe that as well. Jota and Gakpo, every time they get a game, they're scoring as well.
Yeah, yeah. And that was a very good
You know,
goal by Gapco last night. Very good.
yeah, yeah,
It was really good. But I think the pass of the match, it wasn't by Kwanzaa, albeit that, he ran. He defeated that Justin fella uh, and just ran with it right into the area. He knew where the area was, and no one was going to go near him when he was on the run. And he just passed there and, to Jota, and that was a great goal by the Jot. Redbird says white people are going a bit hyper over Dominic is because he's looking like the best midfielder we've had since our magnificent Stevie. I agree. I really agree. And Muhammad Ruzak Hassan says Jamie Phillips is on Eagles. Is that Eagles? Eagle S. Dot Arsenal channel. I just want to say a big word about Jamie. Just let me get this up. Because Jamie is one of the best lads. And there he is. There's a Jamie Phillips. One good lad. And his little daughter, Penny, was recovering well, by the way, from a terrible 8-hour operation. And I know how he feels, to be honest. Worrying and everything else. And I know how the little baby is, little Penny, because I was held up for 6 months, to be honest. I was terrified to move after my op. But that's the way it goes, fortunately. And let's just go back. One thing I like about Jota is his anticipation, says Ian McKenna. I think that's a very good point. He's got great anticipation. He has. And that's why Klopp just throws him in there. And, if we're not doing so well, during the game and he comes on, we know that he can score. Or hopefully he scores, because that's what he's like, his little Jota. He's a very clever player. But as Jazz said before, he could get lost in games. Or someone said it, to be honest. Brian Early, that goal against Chelsea, Frank, Mo actually hit the ball when it was off the ground, which made it even better and more difficult to score. Bobbled a slight shot. Yeah, bobbled a slight shot. I'm sorry, yeah, bobbled a slight touch, yeah. And Charlie wasn't still being written off. Yeah, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. The thing with my boy is if he misses, he doesn't let his head drop and he plays his heart out. Yes, says me. It's a red bird. Yeah. Although Costas Tamikas, says Barry Mason, isn't playing regular, what an attitude this lad has shown. A great dressing room. Yes, it is a great dressing room. And he just carries on. And some of the corners last night were brilliant. Every corner that he'd taken were brilliant. Right where we wanted them. Where the ball to drop. And it was a soft foul, says Redbirds. Yeah, it was a soft foul, to be honest. I didn't think it. I don't know. Nunes gets adulation because he gives the bifters every minute of the game. He's got to be a bit more cultured, perhaps, but there's a real strike in it. Yes, agree with you, Stephen Street. One thing I like about Jota is his anticipation. Oh, just that. Yes, Toke was a defo pen. Yeah, I agree there as well. Shane MacGowan was one of Britain's greatest poets, full of ale, viscerally community in his pomp with the Pogues. I've got on my ordinary show, I do a history show, and there's a lad, and he came on, Shane, and he said, "Is that?" He messaged me. He says, "Is that the real Shane MacGowan?" I says, "Yeah." And to this day, he thinks that Shane MacGowan from the Pogues comes on every history show. He doesn't watch fun, so anyway. The Pogues, the band plays Welsom Matilda about Gallipoli, yeah. And it was a tearjerker, yes, which is a shame. And Mohamed Ruzek Hassan on Saturday, Tottenham versus Liverpool. That's what we were talking about before, Mohamed. Diaz scored 3 goals. He must be doing something right. Yes, he has. Good point. Good point. Do you think Jota should start against Spurs after his last-minute winner? Or would it be better to keep him for later on in the game? What would you say to that, Jazz? Would you start him or?
For me, you got Darwin in the middle, Salah on the right. Is who we play on the left. I've seen Gakpo play on the left for Holland.
Yeah.
He was doing what he scored a goal. It's either you got Diaz, Gakpo, even Jota can play off the left. So it's just that third choice out of them 3 players. I think it would be Diaz, personally.
Yeah, I do. So
Yeah.
would you rather see him coming off the bench against Spurs then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What we've been doing recently, Gakpo and him on the bench, and if needed, bring them on.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a long season. It's a long season, and injuries, suspensions, everything happens. So they'll all get their game time anyway.
Yes.
They all seem to be happy, you know. Yeah.
No, that's the beauty of it, because they are getting game time now, and especially with Europe, the Europa League, they're getting game time. The likes of this Carabao Cup, they're getting game time. So people who are going to be fresh against Tottenham, the likes of Virgil, for example, the likes of Mo Salah, and the rest of them, who come in, Diaz as well.
Yeah.
So it's going to bode well for us throughout the season if there's no more injuries. So what did you think of? We've spoken about most of the players. He played last night, and young Joke. I thought he was in and out of the game. What was your thoughts on
him? He could do more. Personally, I think, as I said earlier on, he's trying too hard. Like for me, Elliot. Look at Elliot, how he's playing now. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
I think he will take Joke. Probably, maybe he'll do it quicker than Elliot did. But Elliot now, you can trust him. You can chuck him on. He's going to get the ball. He's going to pass it on. He knows where to pass. And actually, I'm really impressed by Elliot. How much he's improved actually. But I don't really like putting pressure on the youth players. Like Kwanzaa, for me, he does his talking on the pitch.
He does.
You don't need to compare him to Van Dijk. Is he the next Van Dijk and stuff like that? That's more like paper talk. Us fans, Endo, we just support the players. I think that's one thing we as a club do. You see Man United, they moan about their players, like he's like this, and wow, Liverpool, we don't really moan about players as much. So for me, Joe can take a year or two. It don't really matter, as long as he improves. That's the main thing.
That's it. Well, he's only 17, isn't he? So,
Yeah.
he's got years yet. But so are the older. Everyone quants at 20 years of age. 20. Slabozlai, what is he, 22, 23? They're all young players. They've got all the legs, and that was what was missing last season in midfield. The legs are gone. The midfield was gone. I think Michael Edwards, he wanted to go. He wanted Henderson to go after we won the league. He said, get rid of him. His legs have gone. But he said, no. I don't think there was any money for us, to be honest. And this, what do you think of this 164 million stake? What do you think of that? And I want people on there. Tell me.
What do you mean?
There's a stake gone into Liverpool today.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard that. Okay.
Oh, haven't you? Okay, I'm going to ask the lads on here. Listen, boys and girls, what do you think of the stake by this dynasty ping? I don't know who they are. Put 164 million into the club. They bought a stake. What do you think? Let me know. I know what I think. I know what I think.
Really benefit.
Well, they're going first and foremost. They're going to want their money back with a big profit. And do you know what it's for, by the way? It's to pay off debts. Would you believe it? Debts. It's as though we're always struggling at the bottom end of the Premiership. And we've amounted to loads of debts. Not one of the greatest clubs with the greatest brands, one of the top 3 brands in the whole of the world. That we don't sell anything. I just think it's hilarious the way. There's a lot of spin. There's loads of spin. And they said, we brought in this so that we can pay off debts and pay for the players and, pay, who we've just brought in, pay for them. It's amazing. We've got no money. We've got no money. And more Americans, by the way, as well.
And the thing is, they come every week with a new company who wants to advertise with us. The delivery company. Nothing actually benefits, like LeBron being involved with the club. It don't really benefit us in any way, financially, for them to go and spend 100 million on a player and stuff,
Exactly.
Football's a business now. It's like you were saying, Dynasty Dallas, J.R. Ewing, Bobby.
Yeah. It is a business. It's Jazz, you're spot on, because it's a business deal for these Americans. They don't know Liverpool. They might know about the Beatles, but that's about it. They don't know about the city. They don't know about the club. They've just seen the likes of John Henry and his entourage. Oh yeah, Liverpool, it's great. You want to see the money what we're making? Do you want a stake in it? So 164 million has gone in. It's not going to go on the pitch. Remember, they were selling, weren't they, in November? They were selling the club. Then they just before the close season, they were selling us again. That's so phony. So phony. But that stake won't go anywhere. It's not going to benefit the pitch. And that's what we want to see, benefiting the pitch. Because we'll still need players in the January. And we'll want players again in the summer. I'm telling you. Of all the matches, says Neil Broderick, of all the matches I've watched this season, the opposition looked knackered in the last quarter and Liverpool seemed more energetic. I think the fact that we're not in the Champions League this season should give us an edge in the Prem. I don't know. I just don't know about that, to be honest, Neil, because I'd rather be in the Champions League. And I can't see how it's going to give us the edge playing on a Thursday night. I really don't. and they had a play on a Tuesday or a Wednesday. That's in my opinion.
Because what you said in this comment about that we got full of energy, we've got 5 top attackers to choose from, and the way Klopp plays them, he takes it in turns who he wants to play, and with that we're benefiting full of energy and stuff. And then the Europa League hasn't got that pressure as the Champions League has.
No.
So if you lose, you lose. Of course, it's going to hurt, of course, but it's not like the Champions League. The Champions League, you want to win that 100% because you're in it. And I think with that, the pressure has dropped, say, 50% with the Europa League. And with that, it's going to benefit the players, I would say. They're going to feel we're playing Real Madrid, we've got to win. It's going to be less strong teams, you know.
Yeah. I'll be getting a message from Geordie. Away the lads. All the way from Newcastle. Away the lads. All right, mate. Hope you're enjoying our little moan and little groans and elation as well. We're not all moaners here. Away the lads. Neil Broderick. Diaz, Nunes, Mo Firmino, Spurs will be a big test. Their manager got something about him, says Neil Broderick. Yes. Yes. And so Vaza Flowers knows him. Hi, Geordie. Brian Edley says, does anyone know who the ref and VAR is? Please don't say, Paul Tierney. No, I don't know. I haven't a clue. I'm still picking up the lingo, Vaz. I speak with forked tongue, unfortunately. Come on. I've asked, just trying there. But no one's mentioned. I've asked about this £164 million stake in the club. Who's it going to benefit? Will you answer me? Not you, Jazz. I'm talking to the lads out there, the lads and girls. If young Zoke doesn't get at least 5 goals this year, it could affect him. I don't say, because he's only 17. And he is going to be great for us. I bring on Jota late against Spurs. Give their defence a different edge late on in the game, says Stephen Snape. We've got to be careful with Doak. He's only 17 and playing with the big boys. Just develop on his own, on his own today. Absolutely, says Neil Brother. Yeah, agreed there. People got to remember Joker's only 17, but what another star in the making. Yes. Yes. Go on, Jazz.
I was saying it's good to see Bacic getting game time again now.
Yeah, I would have mentioned him, to be honest.
Yeah.
He came on, he done nothing wrong at all. And don't forget, the lad hasn't played for this nearly 6 months.
Yeah.
Since last night. And he's a class act, as Bacic. Class act. And he can only get better as well. That's why our future bodes well. It really does.
Kwanzaa, Doak, Bacic, Elliott.
Yeah.
And you could even say Sabottalai, 22, so Curtis Jones.
McAllister's only 23.
Yeah.
Jones was only just turned 23. These are all young lads with full of raring to go.
What's your opinion on Jones?
My opinion, I like Jones. Last year, for years, he was coming into the side, coming on and not doing much, unfortunately, because he wasn't given that much game time. And because of the injuries last season, he had to be elevated in. And he had the final, 10, 11 games. And he was brilliant. He was absolutely brilliant. Not only that, but when he played for the under 21s or 23s, I don't know, I don't follow England. And, he played, wasn't he man of the tournament? He was that good. And that's what kind of a player he is, Jazz. He's a very, very good player. And when you see the versatility of him, the midfield, he played that floating right back. And he's also played forward. Let's not forget, forward.
Mm-hmm.
So, he's a versatile player. I think he can play anywhere.
Captain as well yesterday,
yeah. We alluded to the inherent longevity with our midfield signings. Yes, Stevens. Sometimes it looks like we're watching the under 23s playing, says Charlie Wood, and you're so right. Redbird says, I have to be respectfully disagreeable with our fans always supporting the players. Some of our big channels whinge and moan about certain players. Yeah. Hey, someone's actually mentioned about the 164 million stake into the club. Charlie Woods, 164 million into FSG, not into the club. Well, that's a foregone conclusion. That's a foregone conclusion by me as well, Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
And I think by everyone, to be honest. What do you think? Do you think it'll go on the pitch or into the coffers of FSG?
You just seen this transfer window, what we just had now. We didn't even really spend anything.
No.
When you consider we spent about 110, 120 altogether.
Yeah, on the net spend.
And then on top of that, we saved money on Henderson's, Fabinho's, Piate's, Milner's wages, Chamberlain's as well.
Yes.
We saved a lot of money there as well. So
saved millions. Yeah. Exactly. Saved millions.
Firmino as well.
Go on, say that again.
Yeah, Firmino as well. His wages.
Yeah. All the players that went all lost their wages. And big wages as well. Oh, we never got a pen at Spurs on Jota in 2021. It's a real mystery. And Kane went through Robbo in that game. If Robbo hadn't been pumped, hadn't jumped, his legs would have been, shattered. And nothing happened, did it? Never even got a booking for that. Never even got a booking at Harry Kane. And he would have been shattered as well. Lads, does anyone know when the new stands is going to... It looks silly with no red seats on the top, but they said it's going to be open for the Everton game, and that's in about 3 weeks. But then again, it's so pathetic why they got the cheaper option in. Not only did they get the cheaper option in, but they never either. They just hope that it'll get done because Buckingham, they had problems after problems with Fulham's ground, another project to do it, and we brought them in. They should have known, they should have done their due diligence. I don't care what anyone says, and they didn't. So I can't help you there, Brian. First I've heard, don't understand. Oh, first I've heard about the money, says Keegan Murphy, yeah. These investors, who are they? What is their business? I don't know anything about them, says Redbird. Well, they just come into Liverpool, Red Birds, and they're going to make a lot of money as usual. Our American friends, as they say. FSG chatting about, says Keegan. Crap talking about, Shameless syrup, says Vase of Flowers. Ten Hag is complaining the owners haven't bought the players he wants. But they're American owners, aren't they? Red says, Jaden rumour has it that the stands will be finished near the end of September. Yeah. Put the chairs in now, haven't they? Or more or less.
Are you happy with the design of the stand?
Am I happy?
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know, if you look at it, you've got two big corners there. Why didn't he round them off? Get more fans in?
Yeah.
I can't believe it. They should have rounded it up. And it's, it's higgledy-piggledy now because you've got a big main stand. You've got another big stand, which is smaller than the main stand. You've got the Kenny's Elderly stand, which is smaller than that still. And then you've got the Cop, which is smaller still. Yeah. It's like steps. It's like a ladder. Or steps, staircase. You can step on one and go higher and higher. If you go around from the Cop to the Kids Elderly to the Anfield Road to the major stand, the main stand.
Yeah, the main stand should have been built so it goes into the new stand. So it just turns the corner. You will get a lot more money at the end of the day when it would have been finished.
Yeah. Frank, I would most definitely prefer the Champions League, but the fact is, we aren't in it. The Europa is very weak. A very weak competition this year. So most games we can play squad fringe players. If you're in the Champions League, you don't have that privilege. Yeah, no, you're right as well. You're right. And Red Bear says, we now have a squad good enough to compete and all. It's the excuse, to say the least. Hang on. My glasses are killing me, to be honest. My eyes. We now have a squad good enough to compete in all. It's an excuse to say there's too many games if your squad players are good enough. These players are top class athletes, says Redbird. Totally agree with you. Yeah. I think you're right. Paul Cheney is a persistent poo-head and all around him and all around torn in Liverpool's side, yeah. A numpty of gargantuan proportions from the unflushed realms of stop it. Come on. I agree with Snapey, probably just finishing the stands, says Keegan Murphy. Gareth Williams. He's only spent over 500 million so far in 15 months. Who's this? Who spent 500 million? Ten Hag. Oh, man, yeah.
I know Teta has.
Yeah. Yeah, as Neil Broderick says, he wanted Gravenberg and Gapco. Yep. Yeah. Curtis is a very talented player, and people forget he had a bad injury. I don't forget, but you're right. Can you press the like button, please, people? Just press it. Get the algorithm out there for me, and all my wonderful guests. Thank you. Thank you. I'm waiting for Keith Taylor to come on. He mustn't be home from work, unfortunately. Paul Tierney's an aptitude resident, resides at absolute apex of all that as patient testing, balderdash, says bars of flowers. Out of towners don't understand what locals do, and did on all the great Liverpool sides and continually whinge about Curtis and Trent, etc. Silly now. Yeah, I was some lad was on a post the other week, and he more or less said Trent gets picked because he's a Scouser. Blew me away now, I had to. I couldn't answer because I couldn't answer. I was fuming, and I had a phone call at the same time as I was about to answer, but it was finished then. It was finished, but I was fuming at that. He mentioned Scouser 3 times in the one comment. He's a Scouser, he's a Scouser, he's a Scouser. That's why he's picked. He's talking about Trent. I don't know whether it was Trent or Curtis Jones. I'm not quite so sure. No, it was Trent.
Easiest to be right back in the world.
What did you say, Jazz?
What Trent did to the right back position, he changed into a different ball game. In the old days, you had Rob Jones.
Yeah.
What Trent did, and ever since then, every player has tried to copy their game off Trent. More people play right back now because of Trent.
Yeah. Tottenham has no more Harry Kane, says Mohamed Ruzek Hassan. Good shout. Kane would have gone for that tackle on Robbo Vasa Flowers. It was reckless, says Stephen Snape. Kane's voice is funny though, but I wish the lads well in Deutschland, says Vaz. Alan Davis, Stephen and Frank, unfortunately, I missed the Spurs as I'll be on a plane to Malaga. On the plus side, it's sun and cheap beer for a week. Absolutely. Curtis is a confidence player. Is right, Charlie Wood? Tell you what, I sit directly opposite the main stand that looks awesome. A bastion of invincibility in the inside the ground. The Annie looks good as well if you won't find a stadium anywhere with our atmosphere. And like yourself, Frank, I've been in a few. Yep. Mark Simons, I'm a Scouser, and some of our non-locals are great fans. So you can't paint them all with all the same brush. On the flip side, some of our locals, not many, but they also chat garbage. Let's see what Mark Simon says. Yeah, there it is. I'm sorry I had to go right up. I need to out of towners don't understand what locals do, and did it all. The great Liverpool sides continually whinge about Curtis and Trent. Oh yeah, I did read it. Yeah, I did read it. I'm so tired. I haven't been sleeping, unfortunately. I haven't been sleeping. Tell you what, I did. Oh, go ahead. What do you think about the Curtis Jones and even the Trent thing? What do you think? Local out of towners do get at them, and I'm talking about social media things as well. On social media, what do you think?
Yeah, it's just the new world we live in. Like, people just love to just talk rubbish just to get attention. It could be even based on just actual rubbish, and they'll get people trying to get an argument going with them. And that's the new world we live in. Because it's connected to money as well. Social media, it makes fans and people in general just talk a lot of rubbish.
Yes.
You know.
Yeah, and
And
that's it's a shame. We're all fans. We all want the best for the Reds. You've got to get behind the players. But if you know, I think it made
I
it
don't like.
worse. Go on, Jazz. I'm sorry.
No, no. I'm just saying, like, it's like, why would you want to moan about your players 24/7 in front of other rival fans? It's
Yeah,
like embarrassing your own family, you know. For
yeah,
me, football is like family, you know. If you talk bad about, yeah, you could say, oh, he didn't do this well, but don't do it constantly, you know. Like Henderson, for example, the whole Henderson topic. I didn't really moan about him leaving or he was staying and stuff. I just say he gave 12 years
yeah,
of his life to us. He ran his heart
yeah,
out, and his engine wasn't running so smoothly now. And that's it. I don't know all this drama that not us fans, but in general fans, just talking about stuff like that. And I'm thinking, this is the new world of football.
yeah,
The guy got up every day, like he was captain of Liverpool. He was proud. But what did he get in return? People moaning him. He's 33
yeah,
years old.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Baz Flowers says, "Hey, Trent favoured on Scousness alone, preposterous, patently untrue, simultaneously erroneous, and demonstrably false. Absolutely spot on. And it is false. It is false, unfortunately. Spurs are playing better, says Redbirds, without Kane. Kane took out Robbo 10 minutes later. Robbo got a red. Yeah. Barry Mason says, can the cop stand? Can the cop be extended, Frank? Yeah, it can. There's been, I'm not saying by FSG, by the way. These are the proposals, not by the owners. No way. And what it is, I don't know whether it's in Madrid or Milan. I'm not quite so sure. So whether it's in Spain or Italy. And where the cop is, if you can imagine that, and build it out and go over the road so that the cars are still passing over. So they have to build the stanchions and everything else so that the stank can come out. And there's my mate here. Yeah, there's another lad here. He's late coming on, but he's good lad. He knows his stuff. And it's Keith Taylor.
Buonasera.
Buonasera, come stai?
Sorry, I'm so sorry, mate.
That's all right. We're just glad to see you. We've got another lad on, but he's only on audio. His name is Jazz, so he's down there. He's being on with us. So listen, we were talking last night about the game and obviously the Szoboszlai goal. What was your take on it?
If he carries on the way he is, I can see him being very Gerrard-esque. 22 years of age, and he just looks, usually when players come in first season, especially in the new league, takes some time, doesn't it? But he's just slotted in. I just think he's, honest to God, I just think he's the best midfield signing we've made for a long time.
Yeah, a very long time. It's do you know what I think it's since? People say, I know that. I think it's since Xabi Alonso.
Yeah.
That long.
Yeah, along with that, Frank, because Alonso was amazing, wasn't he? We didn't have this when he left to go to Real. I mean, that was Benitez's fault, wasn't it? We wanted Gareth Gareth Barry over at Xavi
Don't even
Alonso.
say, oh, yeah, I knew you'd say that. I hate that thing. When the sun comes out, it's unbelievable. Gareth Barry, God. Oh, man. Yeah. We was just talking there. Barry Mason said, and I want Jazz's to think on this, but I'll ask you first. Can the cop stand be extended?
Are you asking me that? Sorry, then, Frank.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I've asked loads of questions as regards to this. So the only way that they could possibly look at doing it is by expanding it up and back, so that there'd be like a through road underneath the stand. That's the only way you could possibly do it.
Because I was on the telly, I was watching it. I said, that's a great idea, that. And I don't know whether this particular stand is in Spain or Italy, and they extended over the road so that, it just runs free anyway. But it's just, they'd be going under the stand. Yeah.
Because that would be amazing, wouldn't it, to have the expanded as well now.
Yeah. I think I mentioned before, I gave the analogy of it would be like a staircase, because you'll be able to stand on the roof of the Kop, go up one to the Kerry Dalglish stand, and then step up again to the Annie Road stand, and step up again to the main stand, because it goes down. And what do you think? I'm sorry, Jazz. I'm coming back to you on a very important point, actually, Keith. What do you think, Jazz? Do you think that the Kop could be extended or should be extended? Put it that way.
Evening, Keith. Hope you're well.
Evening, Jazz. You okay?
All good, bro. I was thinking the way it's taken time to develop our stadium, and as Keith was saying about the road, we have to go over the road to design a Kop to make it bigger. So, but for me personally, I think the Kenny Dalglish stand needs to be on par with the main stand. The size, how it's built, so it actually looks like a good stadium. Then I think the Kop, I wouldn't really worry about it straight away. It's more the Kenny Dalglish stand, really, isn't it?
Yeah. I think especially with the Annie Road getting extended now, whereas like years ago, the Kenny Dalglish stand was like the most prominent, wasn't it? When it was first done, and now it just doesn't. I mean, can we extend that? I'm sure over the next number of years as construction, construction design and everything else gets more modernised now, I'm sure there must be something, because there's no way that they'd move from Anfield. There's no way.
No, it's already, millions has been spent on it. And that brings me to the point. Did you know about this stake of 164 million into Liverpool by another American group?
No,
it's only broke today, but there's a stake of 100. I think it's a thing called Dynasty or something like that, and they've come in, but that won't go on the pitch. It's going apparently to pay off debts for the stand and the access stand, and I can't believe it. No money, and to cover the cost of COVID. This is what was coming out. So I just don't know. It's baffled me. To be honest. I'll say what Redbird says. This shows I hear about Trent and Curtis getting hate because they are Scousers. What's the excuse about all the hate Darwin gets? No, there are lots of people who hate us, especially in the media. Well, I mentioned that that's a good point, because I'm going up to York University on Tuesday, Keith, to give a talk about the identity of Liverpool. And I'm going to the student union. You know, there's a debate, and I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it, because I will give. I said to the lawyer, you know, I said I'm controversial, you know. I just don't.
You're not, are you?
But
Frank?
anyway, that's what I'm doing. Well,
you're not
thanks a lot. No, I'm not controversial. The only controversial thing I see is the opposition. You know, the opposition.
Yeah.
Some rubbish going around. Go on, I'm sorry. What was you going to say?
Sorry, I was just going to say, I was watching something the other day online where there was a fella going round with microphone. Don't know where he was, but it was down south somewhere. And they were asking, who's the most hated club in England or the Premier League? And out of about 20 people, they asked, the vast majority, or a lot of them, were saying Liverpool. And it's like what really does my head in is when it comes to, if we were to make comments, or if the cop or the crowd were to sing something against Chelsea, we all know what the chant is about Chelsea. If we said anything about Man United, which we wouldn't do because that's a disaster what we've been through. If we said anything about any other Spurs, maybe about their sort of history and things like that, there'd be uproar. And yet there's still supporters coming to Anfield and at their own stadiums singing about Heysel, Hillsborough. I mean, even this thing about sign on. I mean, that's all old hat now. Even, you know, it's actually been proven that Liverpool actually isn't the way it was, obviously, with Jordan Thatcherism and what have you, and John Majors and that. But actually now Liverpool isn't an area where there's like high unemployment, or the number one place in unemployment. And, you know, until the authorities like the Premier League, the FA, clamp down on it, the only thing I can say that the reason the supporters like hate us or dislike us or anything like that and sing what they do, and it's through jealousy.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it goes, I'm not going to give a history lesson, but it goes through history as well. I'm not talking about football, by the way.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example. Liverpool didn't get its city status until 1880. 1880, right? We was given our city status. And the point here I'm making is that we are given the world more than any other city.
Yeah.
They're giving the world, you know, from the first dock system up to the first passenger railway system, everything we gave them, everything. We even split the atom, never mind Oppenheimer. Sir James Chadwick, first X-ray, the first X-ray. It's absolutely ludicrous, you know, and the first overhead electrified railway in the entire world. In the entire world we gave. This is the entire world we given.
Yeah.
And look what happens, you know, 1880, yeah, you can have it now.
Yeah.
Absolutely ridiculous.
It is crazy. You could even go as far to say the likes of the 60s and beyond with music. Actors, you know, we've been so successful with singers, actors, the talent that comes from Liverpool. And let's face it, you know, as a region, we're a bunch of people that we don't stand down. You know, Thatcher knew that.
No.
Over the Hillsborough disaster, they all knew, you know, the Yorkshire police and what have you. So people, I think, are envious, not as well as jealous. I think they're envious of us as well.
No, that's what I'm saying, because no matter, I'll ask Jazz, what do you think of this, like, biasness, shall I say, against Liverpool as a whole, by the way?
when the game's on and the away fans are singing certain songs, we seem to play better after that. It's like for me, everyone they get jealous as when you're successful. Everyone gets jealous, and you can see over the years how everyone seems to hate Liverpool for some reason, And it's just like I think you can also see the plus side of that, how it's attracted a lot of fans worldwide, that Liverpool way of life or the strength they have as people. So you've got fans in Australia, America, India, Germany, everywhere. So there's always two sides to it. So in that way, it's attracted a lot of fans. As I was talking to you a while back about Punjab, what happened in the old days,
right.
and because of that, a lot of Indian Punjab people started supporting Liverpool. So certain things work in different ways, I think you've got to be respectful. I think certain people don't have to be respectful, I wouldn't like Liverpool fans to go to an away game and start chanting certain songs against their fans. It wouldn't look good on us as a club, So at the end of the day, it's their choice, the away fans.
No, I think you're right there because historically we've always been looked down upon because it's funny what Keith said. Not funny. It's correct what Keith said. We just stood by ourselves and done it. We done it. We just done everything. It's like after the Second World War. I always remember I was the historical consultant for Liverpool 1. And I was talking to my Uncle Ronnie, who's no longer with us now. And he said to me, Francis, this should have been done over 60 years ago. What's happening now? Because we were bombed to hell.
Yeah.
We were bombed. You can see the pictures. One of my literature class said they watched this Worsley one the other night on BBC Two about the Blitz, and we were just mentioned in passing, and yet we were the most bombed city outside London.
London, that's right, yeah.
It's just ridiculous, absolutely pathetic. But anyway, so we get back to football, lads. Sorry about this. But Stephen Snape says Trent and Curtis selections are based purely on their contributions and talents. Geographical birthright is a spurious claim that has no basis. And that's a very good point. And Redbird says Klopp doesn't rate players from where they are born, and that's what counts, not the knobs hating on our players for this or that. And these are Liverpool fans, who criticise us. It's nuts.
Yeah.
Stephen Snape says, evening, Keith. Yeah, you've got an evening there. Vase of flowers, jabbing from behind the centre circle was better than Beckham's Wimbledon. You agree? And even Snapey agrees with that. And I just want to go through these. Redbeard, Flowers. Curtis has always had the talent, and now he's showing it. He's showing the haters would rather carry on hating them than they admit that they were wrong. Yes, that's right. They are losers, in my opinion, and should go to support another team. I hate that saying, though. Go and support them. I got someone to support another team, but I got called a plastic fan. Go support another team. But these are all the young people. You say, go support another team. They don't piss off, And Snapey said, the Albert pub could be a sticking point to any extensions to the Kop. The steelwork already has what's called the cleats to go again, so to speak. Yeah, no, when they built the Kop, the two big extensions on the side of it, they can be actually moved outwards to build it big. So anyway, what about Saturday? I asked the Vars not the Vars, I'm sorry. I asked Jazz. I asked Jazz what three forwards and what midfield would you pick?
For this Saturday?
Yes.
Yeah. So, just very quickly, when you were saying there, and some of the viewers were saying about, hating, our fans having a go at like Curtis and Trent. Yeah. I might not be a fan of certain players, but when they put that red shirt on, I give them 110% and more.
Of course.
Don't care, you know what I mean? So, and I'll always encourage him. And I think Curtis Jones is actually having a good season up to now. So, midfield this weekend, it's got to be McAllister, Szoboszlai, and I've actually been quite impressed with Gravenberch. If I'm honest with you, I think he's starting to really sort of, you can see what he's got going forward. So I'd have McAllister as my number 6, but I'd have Szoboszlai and Gravenberch. Possibly Curtis Jones. And my front three would be Diaz, Nunes and Salah.
Okay. That's it. Yeah. There's all different things. Jazz, who did you say you'd have in there midfield?
It's between Curtis Jones and Gravenberch with Szoboszlai and McAllister. Personally, it's true. Gravenberch has actually got 2 assists for us already, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So, you can tell he knows how to play football. He's getting every game. They need games to get better. So I'll probably choose Gravenberch before Jones.
Really? Okay. No, that's fine. Who's your other? Your centre backs? Your 3 centre backs?
I'll go with Virgil, Kwanzaa, and then Gomez right back.
Okay. Keith?
If Trent's not fit, Gomez right back. I was actually impressed with Matip on Sunday, the way up against that clown Antonio. It's so taking into account that Trent's not fit, I'd have Gomez, Van Dijk, Robbo, and it's between Konate and Matip. I'll probably go Konate if he's fully fit.
Okay.
I've been really impressed with that Kwanzaa, by the way. I think he's
everyone's been saying
unbelievable. Yeah.
And the thing is, what people were saying, they were saying, if Kwanzaa plays alongside Virgil, we wouldn't moan about it.
No.
Because he's that good, he's quality. And when he went through last night and just, slotted the ball with Jota, that was unbelievable. Because I think another player would have just tried to have a go and blaze it over the bar or wide or whatever. He didn't. He just put it through.
He was so cool, wasn't he? And if you look at how he's played compared to like Reece Williams and Nat Phillips, he's head and shoulders, isn't he?
Head and shoulders.
And if you look at his interview after the game with LFC TV, he speaks well, he comes across well, very mature. I think we've got to find there. And if Matip goes at the end of the season, although we still need to get another centre back to replace him, it's actually not as urgent, is it, to bring a centre back in as what we thought?
Yeah. Well, I said at the beginning of the show podcast that he could save us between 50 and 60 million, this kid.
Absolutely, yeah.
First time I watched him, first time I ever seen him, I was impressed. But every time I see him, he impresses me even more.
More, yeah. And do you know what, Frank? From what I understand, is that there's a lad at Bournemouth. I can't remember what his name is. He's the lad that Klopp wants to bring in to replace Matip. So if if we go and get him, apparently I've not heard of the lad before. I've not. But if we can bring him in, and he's a step up again from massive, what a squad we've got. It's from where we were just a few weeks ago, being down in the dumps. There's a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of excitement, isn't there?
Yeah. There's loads of excitement, and that's the point, because we were mentioning last season, Keith, everyone was struggling, but now we've got the legs in midfield. And he's building a new team. Let's be honest, and I think that this new team will do great for us. I really do. Can I just ask the people who are looking in, can you please press the like button, or even press a heart for me? Please, just get the algorithm out there. Just press the like. Even if you press last week, press it again, please. You can press it every week. And you've got to press it for these two. Look, Jazz and Keith Taylor. Just press it for them. Anyway, Stephen Snake, Curtis Jones puts 110% effort in. Can't ask no more from him. Last season, a strong finish. He was ever present in the side, and he's continuing that form. Yes, I agree there. If we win the next 2 away games, we will take some stopping, says Brian Headley. That's a very good point. Redbird, I never watch Sky Sports or other mainstream media. They are full of gobs sites. And my ears can't stand listening to them. Yes, I agree there, boys. I agree. Absolutely agree. That's it. Kwanzaa needs time management, says Charlie Wood. He can't be expected to play too many games. I think you're right. It's happened to Batatic last season, didn't it?
Yeah.
And he was injured. He was out for months. When he came on last night, I thought he did extremely well. What did you think when he came on, Keith?
Yeah, and you actually just made a very good point, and Charlie as well. If you look at our young players over the last sort of 2-3 years, Elliott, Curtis Jones, Trent, Canate, because Canate is only 22. The young players have had a few injuries, so we've got to be careful. With them. Bajcetic, again, he got the abductor injury, didn't he, towards the end of the season, and sort of late for sort of pre-season, missed a bit of pre-season, and but I was impressed. There was one bit there where he was carrying the ball. I thought, this lad, honestly, I've never been this excited, and since we won the league. We're going for the quadruple, weren't we, and that, but there was just something niggling away at me there, thinking could be disappointment. Whereas when we won the league, with Mane, Bobby, Salah, Hendo, Fabinho, and there was excitement. When you thought we were going into each match, we could win every game, and at the moment, I'm thinking. We'll beat Spurs after. We'll beat them.
Yeah. But as Mark Simon says, when we were talking about Betatic, no, it's not. Betatic is the future number 6, says Mark Simons. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. Lloyd Kelly at Bournemouth, that's who you're thinking of, he reckons, says Soulboy Fran. Lloyd Kelly. We did get linked with him around the time we got Costas. Oh, I don't know.
Okay.
Frank, going back in the earlier LFC, started the trend to have overseas players who are throughout football now made it sport to be involved in. Remember Gail? Yeah. I remember lots of them. And Mark Simon says Batatic is 18, and Brian Nat Phillips has been loaned till January. We can recall him anytime. But let's hope we don't need to recall him. I know that he was great for us, He was, when he was called upon. But, we've got the best there at the moment. Brian McGivern, Brian Headley. Great news, right? He was away playing. Cheers, mate. I think he is a machine of a defender. Big Sammy, only faster. Everyone is agreeing, though, that the likes of Kwanzaa will be another Sammy Hoopier. It's like the saying that Szoboszlai is like Steven Gerrard.
Yeah.
You said Gerrard-esque. I agree there. But he's not the new Steve. He's after, for a beat of Steven Gerrard, he's got to go some. He's got to drag Liverpool. He dragged Liverpool all over the place, didn't he, Steven Gerrard?
Yeah.
He did. And, he had the likes of Jay Spearing around him. Just think that.
Yeah. You think of the players that Steven Gerrard came through, through with, he did. He pulled that team through on his own at times.
He did. And, nothing against Jimmy Traore, but the likes of him, Harry Kewell. We thought we were getting a gem when we bought Harry, but Harry was like Naby Keita, always in the dressing room on the physio's couch.
Yeah,
absolutely terrible. So we dragged them through. Then we got a few other good players, the likes of Torres, Mascherano. Absolutely brilliant. Big Sammy.
Yeah.
Didier Hamann, so he had good players around him as well. But that was in the future, when he started off, he was dragging Liverpool through, to be honest. He really was. So he'd have to go some to get over the Steven Gerrard line, in my opinion. Albeit that he's great. Batatic was a great timer for the tackle and vision for a forward pass. He'll only improve Stephen Snape. Jimmy was bossy, I want to mention. Jimmy was boss. He has his moments in the sun in Istanbul, and we were all long-term Jimmy fans. Yeah, he kicked us off the lines, didn't he? But he gave the foul away in the first 30 seconds. They scored. Yeah. Oh, there was no need for it. I just felt like, what's he done?
Honestly,
they were all heroes. Just glad
the own goal at Burnley. Do you remember that?
Oh, I said he should never play for Liverpool again.
Honest to God, yeah.
Should never play for Liverpool, Jimmy. But, thank God that he never took a penalty in Istanbul.
Oh, God, yeah.
So who did you say your team was for Saturday against Spurs?
So, Ali in goal, Gomez, Canate, Van Dijk, Robbo, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, Diaz, Nunes, and Salah.
That's somewhere. It's a little controversial for midfield, in my opinion. Just my opinion, and I wonder if the viewers will agree with you. I think that's a good team, actually. Yeah. And what was you, Giaz? What was you? Would you like to say out there?
Yeah, I'll probably go with the same team as that. Maybe Kwanzaa for Canate.
Wow.
Yeah. I think Kwanzaa's cool. He plays with this peacefulness. Where Canate is a bit more aggressive, of course, but Kwanzaa's got this style. He plays a bit like elegant, and he's a bit he plays peaceful. He isn't like really frantic or anything like that. But for me, I'd go with that team as well. Midfield, Gravenberch, I think. Yeah, I'll put him in there with him as well.
Yeah,
With Sabottonai and McAllister.
that's brilliant, though. You know, it really is. Yeah, I wouldn't leave Diaz out of the forward line. I wouldn't leave Mo Salah. You'd have centre forward. Jazz.
Yeah, I'll keep Gakpo and Jota on the bench. Bring them on maybe if needed.
Yeah, definitely.
That's it. And then, you know, there's Brian Headley. Yeah, Gravenberch, a great Jamie. I can feel it brewing in him.
Yeah.
There you go. Snapey says midfield, the Hungarian, the Argentinian, and the Scouser.
Which Scouser?
Yeah, be Curtis. Be Curtis. How did you think he plays as a floating, you know, it's a Trent role, isn't it? But I think Trent will be back this Saturday.
It's such a difficult role to play that, you know, because you've got to have, if you're going to play that role, you've got to have that support and that strength and speed of the back line behind you to cover for you. I thought it was a fault for the Leicester goal, but it's not his natural position. I actually was surprised. I thought he would have played Endo at right back, to be honest with you. I actually thought he had a good game, Endo. I thought I was quite impressed. But, you know, because he's played there before for who's we getting from? Endo.
We got him from Leipzig. No, was it Leipzig? Was it Leipzig? No, it wasn't Leipzig, was it? That was Szoboszlai.
Stuttgart.
Oh, Stuttgart. Yeah, thank you.
Stuttgart.
Thank you. Thank you.
So he played there for Stuttgart, but he's also played there for Japan as well. So I was a little bit surprised he didn't, because against Leicester it was an ideal opportunity to play him because he's played right back and centre half. So it was an ideal opportunity to play him there because with Curtis Jones, I could see the thing behind it by looking at if Curtis could do that role the same as Trent. But I'd rather have that stability. You couldn't do that against Tottenham, especially against Richarlison and Son. There's no way you can do that. So that's why we've got to have that stability on Saturday.
Yeah. Well, Soulboy Francis, his team will be Alisson, Trent, Matip, Virgil, Robbo, Szoboszlai, McAllister, Jones, Salah, Nunes, Diaz. No matter what team you put out, it's a good team, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the beauty of, you know, the bloody squad. You couldn't do it last season nor the season before, in all honesty, because that's why we were playing last season. Yeah. And we the end of the quadruple season, you could see them flagging. Just imagine be able to have rested a couple of players for a couple of games. We could have done that quadruple. Yeah,
absolutely. And if you look at our midfield now, would you rather have McAllister, Szoboszlai, and say one of Jones or Gravenberch, or would you rather have Henderson, Fabinho, and Keita, whilst they're playing in front of less than 1,000 people, by the way, in Saudi, you know? So I personally, I mean, I think Fabinho, Hendo, and the others, Millie, Keita and Oxlade-Chamberlain, you know, has been a blessing in disguise.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Michael Edgeworth wanted to get shot after we won the Prem. He wanted to get shot of a couple of players, and Henderson was one of them.
All right.
And Jürgen went, no, keeping him. Whether there was any look, you know, whether there was any money to buy anyone, because don't forget all the BS about last season, and you know, we're going to buy this, we're going to buy that. And remember Tushmani, remember Bellingham, and all these players that we were going to get. And I said at the time, Keith, you know that we won't get them because there's no money.
Yeah.
And now we've just got a 164 million stake in the club because there was no money. And they wouldn't give it to us, the owners. They wouldn't give it. And they had their profits. I think that's a good but as I said, you know, no matter what team you pick, Arthur Schofield says the occasion I will never forget was when Steven Gerrard scored when we were 3 down in the first half and came back to win the Champions League final on penalties. Liverpool erupted. So did the Atta Stadium.
Yeah. You're not kidding.
Oh, playing a 5-a-side in the bunny with the Genesis and the Ghetto Blaster. Good memories of Liverpool past. What's that all about? Ghetto Blaster and the bunnies. Echo and the Bunnymen. Genesis.
Yeah.
When is the moral of Szoboszlai going up? It's being put up now in my bedroom. That's where it's going.
You see our midfield this season, he can score goals and make assists. Last season, our midfield can do that. And like you got, Alan Birch has got 2 assists. McAllister got an assist the other day. Szoboszlai scoring. You know, we haven't had a midfield. So less pressure for the forwards as well, you know.
Yeah, that's Jazz. That is a brilliant point, and it's something that Franco Talia and Nasher and everyone have been saying this for 2-3 years, if probably a little bit longer. That, you know, in the days of Steve McMahon and Stevie Gerrard and etc., that we always had goals from midfield when we were successful. Apart from the year that we won the Premier League, thanks to Mane, Firmino and Salah, we've been missing goals, a lot of assists and from midfield already this season. I don't know, and because people go on about us conceding the first goal all the time. As long as we're winning games, I couldn't give a toss whether we're conceding a goal first. It's always nice to keep a clean sheet, but if we're winning every game, whether we keep a clean sheet or not and conceding first, I couldn't care less. And this is where this team now and this squad, we're good at we're a threat at set pieces. The midfield are not only setting goals up, but they're scoring. I mean, that goal last night from Szoboszlai was just unbelievable. And we've got not just a front 3, we've got a front 5 who are a massive threat. This season, honestly, we're going to push City, definitely.
I reckon so. And as Charlie Wood says, the bench is frightening. And that's the first time. You know, you wouldn't have said that last year or even the season before. You know, that the bench is frightening because we were threadbare. We were really threadbare. I'll tell you what's refreshing, both Jazz and Keith, was Szoboszlai scoring from outside the area, because he has a go from out, and he was unlucky with a second one as well, wasn't he? It just flew over the bar. So at least, ever since Coutinho went, someone's having a go outside the area.
Yeah.
And scoring,
and
you know.
And he came under the radar, Szoboszlai. No one was really after him.
No one knew. No one.
I mean, Jeremy, they thought he was a good player, but he's even better than we ever thought he was going to be. So that's what Liverpool do. Actually, they always have these surprise signings out of nowhere. Szoboszlai is one of them type of signings, you know.
Yeah.
Well, Redbird says some of our Divi fans expect perfection every minute of every game. Yeah. I think, though, when you're looking at a game, no matter what, and, you go behind, like last night, and against West Ham, when they scored the equaliser, I thought, how come we don't, get, but you do have a moan, but it's not perfection, because against West Ham, I knew we'd come back. When we went behind last night, I knew we'd come back.
Yeah.
I just knew it. I just knew we'd come back. And it's brilliant that we can come back.
Yeah.
Soulboy Fran, have you took Sophie Loren down to make room for Sir Bosley? No, she's on the other wall. She's on the other wall. She's above me bed. Don't worry about that, Soulboy.
He's not lying either.
So listen, Keith, I'll go to Jazz first. Give us a prediction, Jazz.
3-1. 3-1.
Have a get, well, who do you think will score then?
I think we'll score first. Maybe Diaz, and then they'll get the equaliser, and then we'll get 2. In that way.
Okay.
I think with Diaz and Darwin, we've got the opportunity to start fast. That's what we got to do. Like against Wolves, was it? We were fast, So they've got to get them two to start off straight away, bang. First 30 minutes, go trying to do whatever, As I said, it's only that their midfield is good this season. Tottenham, Sarr, Bissouma, and who's the other guy? Who's in the midfield? Sarr, Bissouma, and
Sanchez.
who is it?
Do you mean Spurs back line, Jazz?
No, the midfield.
So the midfield is Bissouma.
Is he a striker, son, or is he?
He plays he's like a Firmino, isn't he, son?
Oh, is he? Yeah.
There's Bissouma and what's
Sarr.
Oh God, I can't remember that.
Bissouma, Sarr.
Man United were after Mendy, but they're there for honestly, they're there for as long as we don't put in a performance like we did at Wolves.
Yeah.
For the first half, then we've got to wake up from the beginning. I don't know what it is, but I'm going to on Saturday, Núñez and Salah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what? It's unbelievable, to be honest, because what's your prediction, Keith? I'll give you mine.
Yeah, 2-1, and it'll be Núñez and Salah.
Núñez and Salah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for 2-0. I think we'll keep a clean sheet for the first time. And do you know my score? One of the scorers is. I think Virgil will get a header from a set piece or a corner.
Okay.
I really do. The big Virg. And, to shut loads up, to be honest. Steve Snake, 2-0.
Score.
Go on.
As long as that Richarlison doesn't score. Oh, can't stand him.
Well, look what happened that time when he did. He had to score.
Yeah.
Well, please. Go on. Sorry, Jazz.
No, Keith, sorry.
No, I was going to say, Redbird says Kane was holding Son back, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Good shout.
I think the team was too much revolved around Kane, and it's like sometimes when Coutinho left, we got better. When Kane left, they got better. So sometimes losing the big player, it don't really make the match. It don't really make no difference. It actually improves you sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think Kane was too big for the club now, and other players weren't getting a chance, maybe to be the attacking force. Kane was dropping deep all the time. He was on the halfway line sometimes getting the ball.
Yeah. Yeah. Gravenberch to score against Spurs, says Redbird. Yeah, there's one for you. Gravenberch to score. And Charlie would say Son has always been better than Kane. I don't know, but Kane scored some goals, didn't he, for Spurs? Let's be honest.
I don't know, because if you look at his record, not just for Spurs, but for England and what he's doing in Germany now, he's a class. He's world class. He's class act.
Yeah, he is a class.
I mean, Klopp loves him, but Klopp loves Son. By the way, one of the things Son said, one thing that Klopp said, one of his biggest regrets was not signing Son before Spurs did.
Yeah, because he always went over to him, didn't he, and hugged him. Yeah,
he loves him. Yeah.
And Brian Headley says, "Cheers, lads! Thanks, Frank and Keith and all the lads up the Reds. 3-1. McAllister to get his first goal."
Good shout.
It is a good shout. Arthur Schofield, good choice. 2-0 for the Reds, guys. Says Arthur Schofield. Remember the reception Clem got 3-1 to clinch the league. One of my favourite games.
Yeah.
Cop was on fire.
Yeah. That was, Frank Clem was my hero. And I was in the bottom of the main stand when that happened, that game, and I watched the Cop. Oh, just amazing. I was very emotional that day. It was amazing. Yeah.
I wish Kane the best in Deutschland. The lad tried his best for Spurs, but no CL wins, please.
Yeah.
No, he's right. And he I don't care if Spurs score 6 as long as we score 7.
Yeah.
Or 8. 7 or 8, that'll do me. Both Salah and Kane are both great dribblers. More with his feet and Kane with non-existent saliva control. Listen, I've got to end this. It's been great. I won't be having a pod. I'm up at York University next Tuesday, but I'll have it. I'm having it on Wednesday. And I'll be having the Thursday pod next Friday. So,
okay.
Is that all right with you, Keith? So have a Friday.
Yeah, absolutely no problem. It's been a long day for me today. So apologies, I was late.
Oh yeah, no, don't apologise. You came on. It was great. Thank you so much. And just thank Jazz. I'll have you on again if that's okay, Jazz.
No problem. It was a pleasure, man.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And it's just, look at that. Boss show, Frank. Right, all. Boss show, Frank. Thank you. Great show, Frank. That was Stephen Snape. Charlie, well, great show, Frank. And Snapey with all that, thank you. So listen, I'll see you next Friday, Keith. A week Friday.
Okay. No problem, mate. No problem at all.
Yeah, a week tomorrow.
And stay safe, everyone. Good health.
Oh, cheers. Thank you so much, Keith. Thank you. Enjoy your tea. Enjoy your tea. Let's see what lads
that's me tea.
Oh, it's not yet. Not sarsaparilla, is it? I'm pretending it's a Guinness.
No, it's the old The Irish.
Oh, the Al Guinness, yeah. Hope you're not too many brainwashed sheep in York, Frank. Well, there won't be when I'm finished. Give him a good Scouse education. I said to the lads, he phoned me just before the show, and he said, we're all looking forward to it. And I said, okay, yeah. And I'm going to have a debate with some doctor fella. I said, yeah, sure, you know. I said, but I'll be very controversial. I said, no one slags Liverpool off.
Yeah.
No one. Then I'll give them a little history lesson of what we have given the world. You know what I mean?
Frank,
Anyway.
Frank, if there's someone who can give him a history lesson, it's you, mate. Honestly, I've never ever, I mean, I've known you for a long time, but I've never known anyone who is more knowledgeable, and the way someone puts it across as well. You know, when I've sat with him, we've spoken about Rome and you know, the Romans and everything. And honestly, you're fascinating, and so they're going to enjoy you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Can't get over that. Thank you. No, they will be. That's just great. Hope you get better, Frank, says Brian. And thank you. Thank you. I've got a terrible thing on my chest here, and it's killing me. I've got this on, actually. Got to go to the doctors. And good night, y'all. Take care, says Arthur Schofield. Frank versus Dr. Strangelove. Oh my God. Frank is Liverpool's walking history, says Redbird. Thank you. Oh, that's great. Listen, I'm made up that you're coming on next Friday. Friday it'll be, because I can't have one Wednesday and Thursday. I'll be if people do, but Friday I think it'll be okay for us. And Jazz, I'll have you on again if that's okay with you. Okay, mate. Okay. I think he must be shouting from the toilet. He must have been dying for a pig. He must have seen your pint of Guinness. He got the whole thing. Anyway, oh, brilliant. Oh, that's great. I'll come on again, Frank. So, yeah, well, you're on next Friday with Keith Lee. Is that okay? Won't be next Thursday, Friday. And thank you so much, all you out there. Thanks, to me, Vars all the way over there and wherever he is. And to Keith. He finished work late, and there he is. So told you I knew about football, didn't I? He's one of our lads. He's one of the great lads. Like he's all are out there. And it's just for me to say a big thank you. Yeah, look at that. Hey, see that? I'm scared of needles. I won't get a tattoo. I'm a coward. I'm a coward.
Do you know what, Frank? I've got one on my back, right, of my son. I wanted one of my son, and I had it done by someone who knew. Have you ever watched The Goonies?
Yeah.
It doesn't look like my son. It looks like Sloth from The Goonies. Honestly, I'll have to show you. It's terrible. Hey, you guys.
I know you can get some, which is... but there is the way the artists are now, they're absolutely brilliant.
Yeah. I've got to get these on.
Yeah, they're like pictures on your, on your arm, your leg, or your back, or your chest, or wherever. You know what I mean? That's brilliant. Anyway, Seaford Sands, Frankie boy. Yes, Seaford Sands, the very first. Tell you what was in Seaford Sands, the very first electrified escalator in the world. Did you know that? Yeah. Because what they had to do, that's where the overhead railway ended, finished. Right. So they said, well, you can't get up there, especially women. You're talking, Victorian and Edwardian times. So what they did, they invented the escalator.
Go away.
Electrified, yeah. So there you have it. And
Wow.
how good is that? That's
Brilliant.
brilliant. Yeah, look, I got one for you there. Lee says, vase of flowers. Louis Van Gaal resembles Slot from the Goonies.
Hey, so does Jordan Pickford, by the way.
Oh. Oh. Don't get tattoos, kids. No. Anyway, I'll let you go. Keith, thank you. Jazz, thank you. See you next week. And thank you, all you people out there. Thanks for tuning in. It's been an absolute dream. See you again.
Thanks for having us. Yep.
Oh,
God bless.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'll see you all next week. Thank you, people. Thank you so much.